Hello, Adventure Racers. My name is Chip Dodd with ThisABILITY Adventures, and this video is the course overview for the Beaver Burrr option 1. There's 2 options in this course. This one is for if you have your own boat, meaning like a kayak or canoe or some other water paddle ability. This video is for you. If you're renting your boat, you want to watch the video option 2 because they are very different. Okay, let's start off with a real quick screen share, and I'm going to show you the basic course. So here we are. This is basically Virginia. This course is going to be down here in Gloucester, Virginia. You can see it's pretty close to Richmond and north of the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area. It's a nice rural environment, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. If you drive an electrified vehicle, there are not many charging stations on this entire peninsula, so please fuel up accordingly. Okay, so as we zoom in here, you can see right north of the city of Gloucester, or historic Gloucester Courthouse area, there's a thing called Beaver Dam Park. Here it is. Beaver Dam Park has 2 different lots. There's the main lot at the bottom with, that's where the kind of the staff hut is, where the park rangers and all that are. And then up here, there's a north lot. Okay, so in this situation, you're bringing your own boat. In the course overview you got in your packet, you're going to be, you want to come to this entrance first. They call this the 606 entrance because it's on the 606 road. So you want to come to this entrance first and do your boat drop, okay? There is a parking lot here, and we recommend dropping your boats in this section of woods. There's a lot of traffic that comes in. They come down here, they drop boats in the water, and they come back around. The trail pops out right here. It's a nice little area in here that's like a depression, and that's where you can drop off your boats, conceal them, maybe put a camouflage tarp over them, lock them to a tree if you got a bike lock, and you're gonna need a bike lock. Because basically you're gonna drop your boats, and then you're gonna go back down to the bottom, and then you're gonna ride your bike back up here, and you're gonna switch out your bikes for your boats. So the bikes are also gonna be in the woods up here. So you want to make sure you have them locked up and concealed. If you don't feel comfortable with this, and this is not the race for you, because since this is a on your own course, it really can't be done with your own boat without dropping your gear in the woods and just hoping that nobody messes with it. Okay, so once you drop your gear, let me click back over to the terrain layer. Once you drop your gear, you're gonna follow there we go. You're gonna follow the roads around, and you're gonna come back around to the lower south lot, or the main lot of this park. Okay, once you're at the main lot, each of these gates are going to have a sign saying when they close. Obviously right now when I'm doing this video, this updated video, it's in February. So it gets dark pretty early, but if you choose to do this course later in the year, obviously it's going to be lighter and lighter and lighter, and you're not going to have to worry about the park closing so much. But right now they usually close the park right around 45 minutes before last light, or maybe 30 minutes before sunset. And so that you got to be out of the park and out of the gate, have all your stuff turned in, everything, you got to be out. So pay attention when you go in the gate and plan your course accordingly to be sure you're back to your car and you're out of the park, because the park staff, I've talked to them about this, and they really want to not be looking for racers after dark, because it becomes a big rescue situation and it's a big deal in Gloucester. So please don't do that. Okay, so back to the course. So you've dropped your boat up at the top. So basically you're going to start, I would recommend, you could do the trek section first, but since you've got to worry about this whole daylight thing, we recommend that you start off on the bike leg. So you're going to be following the multi-use trails around the lake all the way up, and coming back over here to where you dropped your boats. You're going to be getting checkpoints all along the way. There's points that are right on the trail, and there's points that are a little bit off the trail in the woods. You got to go hunt for them a little bit, kind of like typical adventure racing. But basically, I can't remember. I think it's like 9 miles up there. So, so plan accordingly. Obviously, there's a lake, so there's water if you need to filter water and all of that. But there is water at both the south lot and the north lot. So you shouldn't have to filter unless it's a hot day and you're really burning through your water. All right, so you get back up here, you're gonna switch out your bikes for your boats, right? You're gonna drop them in the woods, grab your boats, and get ready to put them in the water. And I forgot to mention this when I first was starting this off. Everybody, regardless if you're using your own boat or a rental boat, you do have to pay a boat launch fee at the park prior to putting the boats in the water. So please pay the boat launch fee and put the fee on your dashboard. The park staff told me to tell you guys to do that. So just because you launched your boats at the top doesn't mean you don't have to pay your fee. So remember to do this before you start the course. Okay, back up to the top. So you've switched it out. Now you're going to start getting checkpoints all along the way. Most of the checkpoints are going to be on the west side of the lake because you were just on the right side. And so just also be careful. The maps are going to indicate this, but most of this is private property other than the easement up against the water, right? So I don't have you running around in anybody's yards or anywhere near any private property. But just if you're looking for a checkpoint or whatever, don't go tromping too far west into the woods, or you're going to end up in somebody's backyard, and that's not a good thing in Gloucester, Virginia. So you're going to paddle all the way back down here, and now you want to transition over to the trek section. There are a whole bunch of hiking trails all through here that are off limits to biking. There's the multi-use trail is used by horses, bikes, hikers, all kinds of stuff. It's well marked. But the trek section, we take you mostly on the hiking trails. It is like a loop. And so, we recommend you leaving the trekking section for the end, because you could always cut points if you start running out of daylight and get back to your car. Because remember, you've dropped now your bikes are up here. You got to get out of this lot, drive around for about 15 minutes to get back up to the north lot before they shut the gate. Okay, that's why you got to pay a lot of attention to what time up here when you drop your boats off. What time does that gate close? And you want to be sure you've got your boats and your bikes all loaded in your car well before that time, because there's going to be a ranger there like looking at you like, what are you doing in the woods? So again, please be respectful. It's nice of the park to let us kind of do this here, so we don't want to make them upset. So please leave enough time to get back here at least probably 30 minutes before the gate closes. Okay, so what that means is when you get off the boats down here at the bottom, lock them all up and everything, get ready to transition to trek, but leave yourself enough time to drive all the way around. So maybe 45 minutes before the gate closes. That way you got a 15-minute drive plus 30 minutes or so to use the bathroom, get your stuff or whatever, and get out of the park, okay? All right, so then once you've got all your times worked out, take the trek section and go all around and do all the trek points and come back to your car, and now you will finish the race. Congratulations. Do some high fives, but transition quickly because you got to haul butt all the way back around and come back up here and pick up your bikes before the gate closes. Again, there is bathrooms at both ends of the park with fresh water. And this park this is like the only park in Gloucester, so it is pretty popular. There's gonna be a lot of people out there, so be extremely respectful. If there's any hikers, don't go blasting by them on your bikes. Or if there's horses, oh my God, like be very careful with horses. Bikes freak them out. Don't approach them from the rear really fast. Like let the horse person tell you what to do. They usually will pull the horses off into the woods and let you pass. But just be respectful. We don't want to see anybody get thrown off a horse. And again, the hikers, if you're coming at them from behind on the bikes, especially, please slow down and be respectful. Again, this is not like a on-the-clock adventure race where you're trying to get national championship points. This is just a training course. So be urgent when it's urgent, and then be nice the rest of the time. I think that's it on this course. Please let us know if you have any questions, and be happy to answer them. We just want you to have a really good time out there. It is a wintertime course with water, so be extremely careful. We've had some teams that have had to do ice breaking getting through, so this lake can freeze if it's like well below 30, and you will at some point have to cross the lake. You're coming from this side and you're coming down, and it's pretty wide. So bring your wet weather gear. You're gonna get splashed, you're gonna get a little wet, you're gonna get a little cold if it's cold outside. And hopefully nobody capsizes, but if you did, you just have your gear dialed in and know what you're going to do. Have your PFDs on, especially in the wintertime if the water's cold. Just be really careful. I don't want anybody to get hurt. This is just a training course for fun. We want you guys to have a great time, get a lot of navigation training, and just have a good time. We do have a navigation tutorial So if you are brand new to adventure racing and you don't want to have to figure this thing out, we have a tutorial where I've gone and told you exactly how to attack every checkpoint. It's basically just a clinic on navigation. So that way you can show up to this course and you basically know the solution to all the problems and some of the strategies that we would recommend. That does make it so you're not competitive in the official rankings. But again, if you're new to adventure racing, these courses are perfect because they're just a training. It's on your own time. There's no pressure other than to get out of there before daylight and just enjoy yourself. Break it into 2 days if you want. Do the navigation training or flip flop with the maps and have one person do one leg and one person do another leg. However, we just want you guys to have a good time and hopefully fall in love with adventure racing. So thank you so much, and we'll see you out there.